I need to start with a question that everyone, I think, that interviews you over the next however long will be asking you. How does it feel to be Impact World Champion?
It feels great. Especially just with all the excitement around Impact right now, with everything that's going on, to be able to be the face of Impact, be the champion, the world champion of Impact, it's a special thing. And, anytime a company takes a chance on you, it's a true honor. But especially right now, just with everything that's going on and all the excitement around Impact, I'm honored to be champion right now, and it feels really damn good, I'm not going to lie.
I can only imagine. So we're definitely going to get into a lot of Slammiversary and, of course, what's coming up for Impact. But I've got one question that actually goes past before this week. It's only one question, but I think it's an instrumental one in terms of Eddie Edwards and the new and improved Eddie Edwards that I think we're seeing right now. I feel like this maybe goes back to a couple of years ago and maybe a certain incident with a baseball bat. But you've been on a tear ever since then, making the most of every single opportunity that I would say comes your way, but it's opportunities you're carving out for yourself. Is that something you feel like was maybe a turning point in your career and maybe something that spurred you on to success, or is it something completely different?
No, without a doubt. That was obviously a big, it's not something, that was obviously some bad luck at the time, but we took that whole scenario, that whole situation, and we made the absolute most of it. And I feel it forced me to grow, not only as a performer, but as a person, and it challenged me to step outside my comfort zone and kind of see what else I could do, and it's all led up to this moment. So, obviously as crazy as it is to say about getting hit in the face with a baseball bat and breaking my face, that I wouldn't go back and change a thing, but, we're standing here, I'm the champion, I'm healthy, I'm happy, so I in fact wouldn't go back and change a thing, and it was very instrumental in playing its part into who I am today.
Most definitely, man, and like you said, and like we keep saying, because it's great, you are the current world champion. Of course, that happened at Slammiversary. Now, I'm not sure if I remember an event in the past few years with so much hype surrounding it, so much excitement, and it somehow still exceeded expectations. I need to ask, I know that backstage and Impact and in the locker room for the past year and even longer, there's been a very high morale, a lot of, excitement and determination. But were there any nerves in the build-up to the event that maybe, there was just too much expectation to deliver? Or was it just pure excitement and wanting to go out there and get it over and done with?
No, I think it was pure excitement. But not gonna lie, it was pressure, but I think it was good pressure. It was added pressure, we had a lot of eyeballs on us, so obviously there was hype going into the event. So it's, in our mind, especially being in the main event, it's like, okay, well, this pay-per-view, we're the last match going out, we're in the main event, we have to go out there, and we have to represent, not only ourselves, but represent the company to the best of our ability. And if anything, all the hype, all the pressure, it forced us to go out there and make sure that we did everything we could, because, after an event like that, you don't want to come to the back and be like, I wish I did this hard, I wish I tried harder. That's one thing that Impact is never going to do. We're always going to go out there, we're going to leave it all out there. And I can say without a doubt, everybody on the roster went out there and left everything we had out there in the ring.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something I feel like every Impact interview I've done, everyone's spoken about, the thing that I mentioned there of how tight-knit a locker room you guys are, how determined everyone is to pull together and work as a team. That being said, there have been, I think an understatement would be saying a lot of new additions to the locker room over the last few days. I know it's early days, but how are they all fitting in?
Yeah, so far so good. It's obviously still fresh and still new, but I feel that, anybody who's going to come to Impact, anybody who's able to come to Impact or come back to Impact, they understand what Impact is about, and I feel that between the front office and the wrestlers coming in, that there's an understanding of how this locker room is and how we act and how we support each other. I think that's something that is understood before coming in. So far so good, and it just feels like they're great additions to his locker room, and it's going to help us take that next step.
Definitely, and I feel like I would be remiss not to ask about a few of them. I'm not going to run through all of them, but I would like to get your thoughts on a few. Of course, you're holding the gold right now, but I would need to ask about someone that's definitely familiar with holding gold in Impact. Eric Young, he's almost like a legend when you think of, Impact, or back even when Impact was under the TNA brand. What are your thoughts on Eric Young and him returning to Impact?
I think first of all, he's a great wrestler, he's a great athlete. To have him come back to Impact, it's our chance to capitalize on him. He went elsewhere, and obviously he wasn't given the chance that he should have been given, but that's going to be their mistake. He's coming back to Impact, and the great thing is he's coming back with something to prove. Not that he has anything to prove, but he's coming back with something to prove, which, again, that fits into the Impact locker room where, Impact has been written off for so long, and, we've had this underdog attitude, which has definitely played to our advantage. Him coming back, wanting to prove something, it's just going to help, it's just going to help Impact as a whole. And I'm looking forward to working with him and wrestling with Eric Young. Like, the possibilities of matchups throughout the whole roster, it's unbelievable the fact that we can have him come back and get to use him, and he gets to do what he wants to do and prove the world that nobody should ever miss out on a chance to use Eric Young to his full advantage.
Definitely, and the other the opposite end of the scale, I think this goes to. But I need to ask. So I always pride myself on being transparent. And full disclosure, I put out an article on the Good Brothers signing with Impact. So when the tweet went out breaking the news, making it official, I was obviously personally delighted. But that tweet has gone on to become the best performing tweet in Impact Wrestling history. Now that's an instant impact if there ever was one. What do the Good Brothers bring to Impact Wrestling?
Well, obviously they bring a lot of hype, and they bring, a lot of excitement. With the fact that they announced, it was announced the night before Slam, and it picked up so much momentum leading up to Slammiversary itself. They are obviously able to bring new eyes and bring some fans that maybe they had but weren't watching Impact. They get to bring that in, so it's a whole other level where we're gonna be able to show ourselves and show what we can do to people who may not have watched in a while, or maybe they haven't watched Impact at all forever. So to be able for them to bring this new fan base, and that's an amazing thing. And like you said, you can see the quote-unquote impact that they have had already. So for them to come in and create this momentum and create this buzz, that's nothing but a good thing for everybody involved.
Definitely, and a cheeky little one here. We know a lot of free agents have come on board. I need to ask, I know there's not a lot left out there after the amount that Impact seem to have picked up, but are there any others that you would like to see join the brand?
Well, it's tough because, like you said, there's been so much change and so many new faces right now. I feel that if Impact, the officers of Impact feel that there's somebody out there who deserves a shot, I would love them to come in, whether it's, from another company, or maybe they've been, independent wrestlers for so long. I feel that we're in a great place right now, and there's nothing, we don't need, something right now, but if there's somebody that can come in and make a difference, I say by all means, let's sign them, let's see what they can do.
Most definitely, and a lot of people might have recently started watching Impact, and they might not have seen the hard work that's gone in over the past 2.5 years. So I want to ask you about a couple of those names as well before we round up. You were in the main event with a man who I think has taken the world by storm, who has, proven to be one of Impact's breakout stars. Although, you guys were two of the last guys standing in the main event of Slammiversary. Ace Austin, man, what a talent and what a young talent. What are your thoughts on Ace Austin?
Yeah, he's one of the guys that, going into Slam, him and Trey, obviously the match had changed numerous times, and these are two young guys who were getting their first shot in the main event at the biggest pay-per-view, at the most hyped-up pay-per-view for Impact in quite a while, that they had to go out there, and it's either sink or swim time, and clearly they both succeeded in swimming in the main event, where I've worked with Ace Austin before, and I know what he's capable of. So to see the success that he's had recently, it's a great thing because he's young. His athletic ability is off the charts, and he's just going out there and he's proving week after week that he does belong on Impact. He does belong in the main event, and he can deliver in any position you put him in. So it's always good to see somebody, who came into Impact, with not much name value, or came into Impact as a relative unknown, but then to have the success, and every time Impact gives them the ball, they run with it. So to see both Ace and Trey do that, that's a sense of accomplishment for the company. That shows what Impact is and what Impact does for the town, the opportunity they give us.
Most definitely, and I know that you've got a slight vested interest in the Knockouts division, to say the least. What are your thoughts on just that division? For me, I think it's probably one of the best female rosters in the world. What do you think of the Knockouts division and Impact right now?
I think the Knockouts, I think it's on fire. The whole division with the amount of knockouts that we have and the talent, the level of talent that the Impact division has right now, I feel it's off the charts. There's so many, we were talking about Impact as a whole, there's so many matchups and different matchups that we can do, but you look at that Knockouts division, there's so many matchups and there's so much talent that, any one of them could be champion on any night. So the fact that, right now Deanna is the champion, but the sky is the limit as far as it goes to knockouts. And, I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of talent, the amount of girls that we have that maybe they bring back the knockout tag titles. I wouldn't be opposed to that because I feel that we have that many great athletes in that knockouts division that would be a great thing to do right now.
Completely agree there, and that leads on to another little point I need to ask about. So bringing back championships, what are your thoughts on Moose holding the TNA World Championship?
However it came to be, it is what it is. Moose wanted to be the champion, so therefore he found the belt and he's the champion. With all that being said, he's done a great job as the TNA champion. Representing this championship belt that had no longer existed, but he brought it back and he's turning it into a true championship, and you have to applaud him for that. So to see what he's been able to do, to see him take it from nothing into what it is now, that right there, that's an accomplishment, and now there's another championship, in Impact that people are going to want to fight for.
Excellent. And I've got two final questions. The first one is about Impact overall, and the second one we will wait and see. The first one I need to ask, we mentioned that numerous times over the past few minutes, Impact is probably maybe hotter than ever right now, but that has been the result of, years of hard work. It's not an overnight success by any means. But even looking at Twitch on Tuesday, 8,000 live viewers at the peak of the Twitch stream, which is obviously a simulcast with Access TV, trending on Twitter several times. I think, this might be the most exciting time that I remember in, modern history of Impact. How exciting is it for yourself and the rest of the roster, and what can we expect going forward from you guys?
I mean, it's unbelievably exciting. Obviously, with the success of Slam, and then we had the TV tapings following it, it was just, everybody was walking on cloud nine. We all felt the momentum and everything, but it's also a time where we can't, we're not going to be comfortable, we're not going to get complacent, and I feel like we're all on the same page now. Slam was a success, last Impact episode was a success, but we have to do that each and every week, and I feel that, that's not something that we're missing. We know what we have to go out there and do, so sure, we can be happy about it, that's fine, but it's all about the next week and the next match. We can't get happy with last week's win. We have to go out there and do it again next week.
100%, and I think that's the hunger that has made Impact, thrive over the past couple of years and got you to this point, so why change? Now, I've got one final question. We've mentioned it a load, but I don't think I'll get sick of mentioning it, and you won't get sick of hearing it. You are the world champion. You're the guy at the top of the food chain right now. Who do you want to defend that title against first?
Right now, we talked about Eric Young coming back. I feel that me and him, we can really do some good things in that ring, inside and outside. I feel like our personalities, our styles, just everything combined. I look forward to defending that title against him in the future. I feel like we're going to create some great things.
100% agree, and I can't wait to see that match. Thank you so much, Eddie, for your time. I really appreciate it, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you very much, and thank you for supporting Impact Wrestling, and I look forward to talking to you again, my man.
Most definitely, man. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Cheers.